Last week here on Thursday Night Renegades, Nitro Machine showed up in the final round to take out the Michigan Ice Monster, and the team took home the checkered flag and are your current Renegade champions. Can they defend that flag, or will someone else make the upset?
Are you ready to go racing?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 10th episode of Thursday Night Renegades, as 16 monster truck superstars are all set to do battle to see who will walk away with the checkered flag this week. Nitro Machine, your current champion, upset the Michigan Ice Monster last week. Will they be able to defend? Jumping right into round number one, we're going to see USA 1 take on the Carolina Crusher. Two Chevrolets headed up to the start line to kick off the 10th episode of Renegades. Down the straight stretch now, up and over the cars, USA 1 will walk away the victor. Carolina Crusher getting hung up on the cars. Next up, we've got Bounty Hunter in that Ford taking on the Avenger Chevrolet as we get set to go green. Looking even down the straight stretch, up and over, and both trucks upside down. Look at this instant replay right here. They get to the end of the track and both trucks turned it upside down. MTA official down there on the track now confirming that Avenger is the winner. They'll definitely have some fiberglass for sale. Up next is Gunslinger taking on UFO. Two Fords heading down the straight stretch now. Gunslinger pulls a little bit. Hard roll for UFO. Look at this instant replay. A hard roll for UFO. It looked just like his crash last week, end over end. MTA official down here to confirm a winner, and Gunslinger is the winner by half a tire. Bulldozer now set to take on the Outlaw Ford. Both trucks at the start line as we go green. Looking even down the straight, up and over, and Bulldozer's rolled over on the big end. Got broadside on the cars right there, didn't hit them quite even, and turned the truck upside down. MTA officials will go down there and roll that truck over. Bulldozer is your winner after that hard rollover. Moving on now, Overkill set to take on the brand new Gravedigger. Heading up to the start line now, looking even down the straight stretch, up and over, and Gravedigger just passes Overkill. Moving on to round number two. The brand new Gravedigger will move on. Up next now is Barefoot taking on Wildfoot. It's the battle of the foots, Ford versus Dodge as we go green. Barefoot pulls on him up and over the cars, and Wildfoot dumps it on its lid in the big end. Took out the Barefoot Dodge but loses it, turns it upside down right there on the big end. MTA track crew down there now going to turn the Wildfoot back over. Wildfoot debuting that truck last week, didn't come home with a win. Moving on to round two this week. Max D now set to take on Michigan Ice Monster. Ice Monster looking to redeem themselves out of the loss last week. Here we go now, up and over the cars. Max D rolls over, but Michigan Ice Monster will take the win. You know the Michigan Ice Monster team wants to regain that flag back. MTA officials down here now going to flip Max D back up on all four BKT tires. Moving on now, Reptoid takes on your current champion, the Nitro Machine, as we go green. Reptoid actually pulls on him a little bit, up and over the cars, and Nitro's rolled over on the big end. Gets hung up in that van stack and turned the truck up on its lid. Nonetheless, we'll move on to round number two. Now, before we move on to round number two, we're going to take you down to the pits to the Outlaw team. They blew the blower belt right off the motor in that first round matchup. The team's trying to get it back together. They said as soon as they came over the first set of cars, the truck just lost all power and they had to limp it across the finish line. They're going to get it back together, and we'll be back next week. Now we're taking you to a new segment inside MTA. We're going to show you what's coming up for the September season of Renegades. A brand new zombie truck will be debuting for the September season. Has plenty of parts and plenty of bodies, and they're looking to inflict some damage here on Thursday Night Renegades. Moving on to round number two, we're going to see the USA 1 machine take on Avenger. Avenger rolled over in round number one against Bounty Hunter. USA 1 looked strong in round number one. Two Chevrolets going down now, up and over the cars. Avenger rolls hard, and USA 1 will take it to the wall. Look at the rollover by Avenger end over end. USA 1 will move on though. Moving on now, Bulldozer set to take on Gunslinger. Both trucks lined up as we wait for green. Looking even down the straight stretch, Bulldozer pulled a little bit, but Gunslinger will get the win by half a tire. Now only on Thursday Night Renegades will you see this matchup. Gravedigger taking on Wildfoot as we head up to the start line, wait for green. You can feel the tension in this race, up and over. Wildfoot with a hard roll, and the Ford out of Pacific, Missouri will upset the Gravedigger. Up next is a rematch from last week's finals. Nitro Machine takes on the Michigan Ice Monster. Ice Monster wants that flag back. Nitro Machine wants to defend that flag. You can cut the tension with a knife, folks. Who's it going to be as we get set to go green? Here we go now down the straight stretch. Nitro pulls on him up and over, and Nitro Machine will keep the flag away from last week's champion. Michigan Ice Monster will go on the trailer. Moving on now to the semifinals. First up, we've got Gunslinger taking on the USA 1 Chevrolet. Both trucks waiting on green. Who's it going to be? Ford versus Chevrolet, up and over. Gunslinger rolls hard end over end. USA 1 will take it to the wall. The track crew now is going to go down to the track and flip that big red Ford back on all four tires. USA 1 will move on to the finals. USA 1 has secured his spot in the final round. Who's going to draw up against him next? We're going to find out. Wildfoot set to take on the Nitro Machine, your current Renegades champion, as we head to the start line waiting for green. Heading down the straight stretch, Wildfoot pulls a little bit. Nitro will upset the Wildfoot Ford, taking it to the wall, and your current champion moves on to the finals. Now, before we go to the finals, we're going to show you the crash of the week, and this was in the first round matchup between Bounty Hunter and the Avenger Chevrolet. Up and over the cars you see and got onto the big end, both trucks ended up upside down. Hard way to go out of round number one. Moving on now to the finals, it is time to defend that flag. Nitro Machine takes on the USA 1. Who's it going to be as we get up to the starting line? Nitro Machine made it to the finals last week, taking out the Michigan Ice Monster. Will he hold on, or will USA 1 and company upset the Nitro Machine as we go green? Both trucks look even down the straight stretch. Hard roll for Nitro Machine, but he takes it to the wall. USA 1 goes on the trailer. Nitro Machine defends the flag with success. This is the first time on Renegades the checkered flag has been defended and successfully retained. Congratulations to Chalet Singtai in the Nitro Machine.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out.
Thank you guys for watching Thursday Night Renegades. We hope you enjoyed this 10th episode. Be sure to come back at the end of August as 32 trucks will race in the Summer Heat Shootout. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.